It was one of those nights that could change a person's life forever, though Daniel had no idea as he stood outside the small Italian restaurant, nervously checking his reflection in the glass door. His shirt was clean but a little faded, his shoes were polished but worn, and in his wallet was exactly $50, every last dollar he could spare for this blind date. He didn't know that just a few tables away, a Millionaire CEO sat watching him, intrigued by what she was about to witness. The restaurant's golden lights glowed softly, the hum of quiet laughter and clinking glasses filling the air. Daniel took a deep breath and stepped inside. He wasn't used to places like this, places where wine glasses sparkled and waiters spoke in soft tones. He had promised himself not to feel small, not tonight. His daughter, Lily, had helped him pick out his clothes and had tied his tie with her little hands. "You look perfect, Daddy," she'd said. "Just like the prince in the movies." Daniel had smiled then, trying to hide how his heart hurt. Ever since his wife's passing 3 years ago, every dollar, every decision, every tear had been for Lily. He worked double shifts at a repair shop, fixed neighbors' cars on weekends, and sometimes went without dinner so Lily could have her favorite cereal in the morning. But tonight, his sister had insisted he go out. "You deserve someone too, Dan," she'd said, and had set him up on this blind date through a friend. The hostess led him to a small corner table. A few minutes later, his date arrived, a woman named Clara. She was polite, kind even, but as the minutes ticked by, Daniel could sense her disinterest. She was checking her phone, answering briefly, and smiling politely but not genuinely. "So, what do you do?" she asked finally. "I fix cars," he said with a smile, trying to sound proud. "Been doing it for years. Own a little garage downtown." "Oh," she said, her voice falling slightly flat. "That's nice." Daniel felt it, the small, invisible wall between two worlds. He didn't blame her. He didn't have much to offer besides loyalty and love, and in today's world, that wasn't always enough. Still, he did his best to keep the conversation going. He made her laugh once, though it seemed out of pity. Meanwhile, just across the room, Samantha Brooks, CEO of Brooks Enterprises, sat alone at a nearby table. She had come to the restaurant to escape a board meeting that had ended in frustration. She was used to numbers, contracts, and people who smiled only when they wanted something. But her attention kept drifting toward the corner table, the man with the tired eyes and the old watch, carefully counting bills before ordering. Pretending he wasn't worried about the cost of dessert, she watched him pull out a small photo from his wallet and smile at it when his date wasn't looking. She couldn't hear the words, but she could feel the tenderness in his eyes. Clara ended the date early. "It was nice meeting you," she said, standing up. Daniel rose too, nodding politely. "You too. Take care." When she walked away, Daniel sat for a long moment, shoulders slightly slumped. He pulled out his wallet again, one last look at Lily's photo. Then he paid the bill, $47.80. He left a few coins for the tip, smiled at the waiter, and headed for the door, but just as he was about to leave, Samantha stood up. "Excuse me," she said softly. "You forgot this." Daniel turned. "Oh, thanks," he said, taking the napkin she held out. She smiled faintly. "You're a good father." He blinked, surprised. "You saw the photo." "I did," she admitted. "And I saw more than that." Daniel laughed awkwardly, scratching the back of his neck. "Not my best night, I guess." "It was," she said quietly. "You just don't know it yet." He looked puzzled but thanked her anyway and left that night. As Samantha watched him disappear into the cold, she couldn't shake the feeling that she had just witnessed something rare, a kind of sincerity that couldn't be bought or faked. Chapter 2. The next morning, Daniel was back in his garage, wiping grease off his hands, when a black car pulled up outside. He didn't think much of it until Samantha Brooks stepped out in a tailored suit. He froze. "You're the woman from the restaurant," she finished, smiling. "Samantha Brooks." Daniel's jaw dropped. "The CEO? Of Brooks Enterprises?" She nodded. "That's me." He stared at her, confused. "Did I, fix your car or something?" "Not yet," she said lightly. "But maybe you can fix something else for me." She walked around the small garage, looking at the old tools, the pictures taped to the walls, and the little corner where Lily's school drawings hung like decorations. "You built this place yourself?" she asked. "Yeah," he said. "Every bolt and screw." Samantha turned to face him. "You have heart, Daniel. I saw it last night." The way you carried yourself, the way you treated that woman, even when she wasn't kind. Most people would have given up halfway through dinner. Daniel shrugged. Giving up's never been an option. Samantha smiled. That's what I thought. Then she made him an offer that stunned him. She wanted to hire his garage as the official repair partner for her company's delivery fleet. It would bring in more business than Daniel had ever dreamed of. Why me? He asked quietly. Because, she said, I have all the money in the world, but I haven't met many people with your kind of honesty. His eyes glistened. I don't know what to say. Say yes, she said simply. Over the next few months, Daniel's life changed. His small garage turned into a thriving business. He hired other struggling single parents, giving them steady jobs and second chances. Lily got to go to the school she'd always dreamed of, but perhaps the biggest change came quietly. Samantha started visiting more often. At first to check on business, then to talk, then just to see Daniel and Lily. Slowly, gently, love began to grow where neither had expected it. One evening, as they closed the garage together, Samantha turned to him. You know, she said softly, I used to think love was for people who had time for it. Now I think it's what makes time worth living. Daniel smiled, brushing a streak of grease from his cheek. Funny. I used to think I was too broke for love. Turns out, I was just waiting for the right person to see me. And as the sun dipped below the horizon, the Millionaire CEO and the mechanic stood together, not as opposites from two worlds, but as two souls who had finally found what money could never buy, because sometimes, the smallest $50 dinner can lead to the richest story of all.